Hi, welcome to the Ultimate Sports Podcast. Today is Tuesday, February 28th, 2018. Today I'm going to recap what went on in college basketball last night and same for the NBA and go over a few things that have emerged within the NFL Combine and a couple NFL stories. Last night, Big South Tournament, Longwood pulled off a big upset over High Point by a score of 68-55. Charles Glover and Isaiah Walton led the way for Longwood, each scoring 14 points. Jahad Proctor of High Point had 16 points in defeat. Charleston Southern defeated Presbyterian 68-51. Ty Jones scored 17 points to lead the way for Charleston Southern. Devon Bell of Presbyterian had 23 points in defeat. Loyola Maryland defeated Army 82-79. Andrew Kosteka scored 20, and Andre Walker added 19 for Loyola Maryland, and Thomas Funk put up 21 points in defeat for Army. And that was the Patriot League, by the way. In the other Patriot League game, Lafayette defeated American 93-86. Matt Klawczewski scored 23 points, and Justin Jaworski hit 4 of 5 from three-point range with 20 points for Lafayette. And Saeed Nelson of American put up 41 in defeat. That's impressive. To the regular season results, number 16 Tennessee defeated Mississippi State 76-54. Big win for Tennessee. They improved to 22-7. Mississippi State drops to 21-9. Mississippi State's at-large hopes fading away. And Myers Schoenfield of Tennessee put up 24 in the win. Quindary Weatherspoon put up 17 in defeat. Big win for the Florida Gators, 73-52 over Alabama. Florida 19-11 on the year now. Alabama down to 17-13. Alabama's probably staring at the NIT right now. Jalen Hudson put up 27 points for the Gators, and Colin Sexton put up 14 in defeat for the Tide. Missouri defeated Vandy 74-66. Big win for Mizzou. 19-11 now. Vandy drops to 11-19. Jonte Porter put up 24 points for Mizzou, and Jeff Roberson of Vanderbilt put up 19 in defeat. I had Mizzou on the podcast. I had Alabama, and I had Mississippi State. I got the two Patriot League games right, and then I was wrong with High Point, and I got Charleston Southern correct. And I did poorly, or not poorly, but poorly as a whole, combined with NBA and college. 9-8 total. 0-2 for NBA and 9-6 for college. Oklahoma State defeated Iowa State 80-71. I had Iowa State on the podcast. Oklahoma State improves to 17-13. Iowa State drops to 13-16. Jeffrey Carroll put up 21 in the win. Lindell Wigginton of Iowa State put up 20 in defeat. Big win for Oklahoma State. Maybe they get or sneak into the at-large conversation if they do well in the Big 12 tournament. In what is perhaps the most shocking result in terms of the regular season games, for last night, St. Joe's upset number 17, Rhode Island, 78-48. Impressive win for St. Joe's, 14-15 now. And Rhode Island drops to 23-5. James DeMary of St. Joe's put up 21 points in the win. Jared Terrell of Rhode Island put up 19 in the loss. I had Rhode Island on the podcast. I was obviously incorrect. In what was the best game of last night, Miami defeated number 9 North Carolina by a score of 91-88 on a buzzer-beating shot by Jaquan Newton. It was a 30-footer from almost half court. Miami is now 21-8. North Carolina 22-8. Big-time win for Miami. They're definitely going to make the tournament. Chris Likes had 18 in Miami, and Joel Berry in his last home game for Carolina put up 31 points in defeat, and also had a crazy game-tying 3 with 4.5 seconds left on the clock, I believe it was, and then came the buzzer beater by Newton for the Hurricanes, and I had the Tar Heels on the podcast. So impressive win for the Hurricanes to snap the winning streak of the Tar Heels. Arkansas has defeated number 14 Auburn by a score of 91-82. Big win for Arkansas. They improved to 21-9. Auburn drops to 24-6. Arkansas's resume is starting to look better by the day. Daniel Gafford of Arkansas put up 21 points in the win. Mustafa Heron put up 28 in defeat. I had Arkansas on the podcast. Creighton defeated DePaul 82-57. I had Creighton. Creighton improves to 21-9. DePaul drops to 11-18. Marcus Foster put up 20 in the win. Max Struss of DePaul put up 14 in defeat. Baylor defeated Oklahoma 87-64. I had Baylor on the podcast. Big win for them. They improved 18-12. Oklahoma drops to 17-12. Terry Maston of Baylor put up 23 in the win. Trae Young put up 18 in the loss. Oklahoma is just headed into free fall right now. TCU defeated Kansas State 66-59. I had TCU on the podcast. I had Baylor as well. TCU improves to 21-9. Kansas State drops to 20-10. I think both of these teams are headed for the tournament either way. Kenrich Williams put up 16 in the win. Dean Wade put up 24 in defeat. St. Bonaventure in an absolute classic of a game, 117-113, triple overtime over Dayton. 23-6 is St. Bonaventure, 17-11 Dayton. Jalen Adams put up 34 points and 5 assists in that game, and Peyton Aldridge of Davidson put up 45 points and 12 rebounds for Davidson. That was a crazy game. St. Bonaventure is likely headed for that large unless they lose before the conference championship game. Notable result worth noting, although I didn't pick this game last night, Boise State defeated San Diego State 72-64. Boise State's at-large hopes slipping away. I do not think they get in. Now I'm going to pick games for tonight. Some of these picks I already revealed on the tournament podcasts. Illinois, Iowa, Big Ten tournament first round. Iowa's the pick. LSU, South Carolina. South Carolina's going to burst LSU's bubble tonight. Give me the Gamecocks at home. Number 3, Xavier hosts Providence. Give me Xavier. Pitt and Notre Dame. Bonzie Colson back. Give me Notre Dame. Notre Dame's a sneaky candidate to get in that large now. If they go on a run in the ACC tournament next week, Colson's back, they can get in that large. Number 23, Kentucky hosts Ole Miss. Kentucky's going to win that game big. NEC tournament, LIU, Brooklyn hosts St. Francis. LIU, Brooklyn's the pick. St. Francis, PA hosts Fairleigh Dickinson. St. Francis, PA is the pick. Mount St. Mary's hosts Robert Morris. Mount St. Mary's is the pick. Wagner hosts Central Connecticut State. Give me Wagner. I previewed and picked all 4 of those Northeast Conference first round or quarterfinal games on the Northeast Conference Tournament podcast or preview podcast. Ohio Valley Conference tournament. Tennessee Tech against SIU Edwardsville. Give me Tennessee Tech. Rutgers and Minnesota in the Big Ten tournament first round. Give me Minnesota. A&M at Georgia. Give me Georgia. Although A&M has to have this game, I think. But so does Georgia. So give me Georgia. Number 4, Villanova at Seton Hall. I think Seton Hall has a chance to win, but give me Villanova on the road to improve its case as a 1 seed or for a 1 seed. Florida State at number 18, Clemson. Give me Clemson at home. Syracuse at Boston College in a must-win game for Syracuse. Give me the Orange on the road. Number 25, Houston at SMU. Give me Houston. Butler at St. John's. Give me Butler. OVC first round game, Eastern Illinois at Tennessee State. Give me Tennessee State. I previewed and picked those first round games on the OVC Conference Tournament Preview podcast. And the last game I'm going to pick for tonight, number 21, Nevada at UNLV. Trap game for Nevada. They need this game, though, so give me Nevada. NBA, I'm going to review last night's results and then pick the ESPN doubleheader. Hornets won their 5th straight over the Bulls, 118-103. Cavs beat the Nets, 129-123. Heat in the game that they had to have, 102-101 over the Sixers. Dwayne Wade was awesome down the stretch in that game. Wizards defeated the Bucks, 107-104. That was the first TNT game. Inspired effort for the Bucks to come back, but they fell short. Trailblazers did what they had to do. They defeated the Kings 116-99. Big win for the Clippers, 122-120 over the Nuggets. That was the second TNT game, and the Clippers are now the 8th seed in the West. I'm going to go through tonight's slate real quick, and I'll pick the doubleheader towards Maddie's picks. And as I mentioned before, I was wrong with both TNT games from last night. Bucks at the Pistons. Detroit needs to get going, and Milwaukee's coming off a loss too. Raptors at the Magic. Raptors need to take care of the tanking teams. Pacers at the Hawks. Same goes for Indiana. They did lose to Dallas, but they got to get this win against Atlanta. Hornets going for 6 straight wins at the Celtics. That's going to be a fun game to watch. Warriors at the Wizards is the first ESPN game. Give you the Warriors to win on the road. And for the Wiz to have a little letdown after that Milwaukee win. Won't be surprised if the Wizards give the Warriors a game. You know what, I'm going to say they do give them a game, but the Warriors end up pulling away and winning by double digits. Suns at the Grizzlies, battle of 2 tanking teams. Thunder at the Mavericks, the Thunder need this game. Pelicans at the Spurs, big game. Anthony Davis is MVP candidate in the making, if he isn't one already. Fascinating game. Wish this Pelicans-Spurs game was on TV. And then a game that's must-see TV, Rockets at the Clippers. The Rockets going for 14 straight wins. And this is a tremendous nightcap on ESPN. Chris Paul going back to Los Angeles for the second time this season. Clippers coming off a great win at Denver. Give me the Rockets to win their 14th straight game. NFL Combine, Sam Darnold deciding not to throw is interesting. Although he will throw at the USC event. I don't think it's that big of a deal that he's not throwing. And then the other story that came out recently that I wanted to discuss on a podcast the other day, but I didn't get a chance to do it. The Roger Goodell, Jerry Jones feud. Goodell wants to fine Jerry Jones millions of dollars for the comments Jones has made because Jones has been criticizing Goodell. Some of the owners are siding with Jones and some of the other owners are siding with Goodell. So I'm fascinated to see how that plays out. I'll be back tomorrow recapping NBA and college hoops, and we'll break down any more news that comes about. Hope you guys have a nice day, everybody.